Hey guys, welcome to Jaxbeautifulyou. I am super excited for this video because we are doing a good old-fashioned haul video, and I love haul videos. Those are my favorite videos to watch on YouTube. I have some goodies here today to share with you. Some of these are blind buys. Everything was successful, so I'm pretty excited that I have an entirely good and successful haul. I have some true new loves in here, like absolute over the moon loves, and I cannot wait to share them with you. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jackie. I do mostly perfume, beauty, and makeup on this channel. If you are into that kind of content, I would love it if you would subscribe. To my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much for all your continued support. I really appreciate you. You guys are amazing. All right, if you're interested in seeing the brand new perfume goodies that I have added into my collection and my thoughts on them, then just keep on watching. Okay, real quick for the people who are going to ask what's on my eyes, I have by Anastasia Beverly Hills, this is the Amrezy palette. This is my favorite ABH palette outside of the Norvina ones, but this is my favorite just standard ABH palette, which there's a new ABH palette being released, I think in a couple of days. I'm really interested in that one. But anyway, this is what I have on my eyes today. And the shade Barb right here is what's all over my lid, and it is spectacular. I absolutely love this palette. All right, guys, so the first perfume I want to talk about, I actually showed you this already. I just did a video on Chanel fragrances. If you missed that, I will link it in the description box in case you're interested in hearing about all my different Chanel fragrances. But this is my latest one. This is by Chanel. This is the Chance Eau De Parfum, and this is absolutely beautiful. Now, this is the EDP. They do have an EDT version, but I prefer the EDP. I think it is a little stronger. It is definitely a jasmine, pink pepper, musky, vanilla, patchouli fragrance that I absolutely love. This is a woman who is a powerhouse. She knows what she wants. She's a boss, and she is super sexy and very confident. This is definitely my confident perfume. If I want to feel like I'm large and in charge and I'm super confident that day, then this is definitely the perfume that I would go for. The performance of this is outstanding. It is so, so good. It is so classy and elegant smelling. And if you like jasmine, you like pink pepper, if you like Chanel's classic patchouli, that warm, clean patchouli that they have in their fragrances, then I think you would like this. Definitely has that classic Chanel DNA in here. So if you're a fan of Chanel perfumes and you want one that performs really well and means business, then I highly recommend this one. It is fantastic. Okay, and I also recently did a video where I ranked all of my KAYALI fragrances. I ranked all of the KAYALI fragrances. I don't own two of them because they aren't really my cup of tea. But in order to do that video, I needed to finish my KAYALI collection basically. And there were 3 KAYALI fragrances that I did not own at the time. If you missed that video, I'll link it in the description box. But real quick, I didn't officially haul these for you yet, so I want to share them with you in case you did miss that ranking video. So the first one that I was missing that I needed to buy in order to do that video was Citrus 08. And I have been loving this one. I didn't like it when I first sprayed it. It's very tart in the opening. It has grapefruit, like a strong grapefruit note in the opening, but it also has rose, and it is just actually really growing on me, and it's beautiful. It's really refreshing for the summertime as well, and this actually has pretty good longevity. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about these KAYALI fragrances since I did just do that video. If you want details about the fragrances from KAYALI, check out that video, but I just wanted to let you know that I have added this one into my collection. I've been loving it, and I have decided that once this travel size is done, I will be getting a bigger size bottle of this. I also got Musk 12. This one's growing on me as well. I never disliked this one, but I just found it to be kind of musky, you know? Obviously, but there's more going on to it than that. There's vanilla in here as well. There are a few other notes that kind of keeps this from being just a straight up musk. I really do like it a lot. I don't think that this is a very strong performing fragrance. It smells basically like clean skin, like you just showered and you're nice and clean and fresh. This would be a really good scent for someone who needs to not have too much of a fragrance going on. You can't have Like if you're a nurse or a doctor or you work in a healthcare setting and you're around patients and you're not supposed to be wearing perfume, this just really smells like your skin but better, and it doesn't really project very much, so it's pretty safe. I'm not 100% sure about this one if I will actually get a bigger bottle or not. As of right now, I'm not just like rushing out to buy one. But I do like this, and I do think it's nice. I think it smells pretty. I think it's a good layering scent. I think it's a good work safe scent. I think there's a time and a place for this fragrance. But yeah, I'll let you know if I decide to get a bigger bottle. And then the other one that I bought was Utopia Vanilla Cocoa 21. I was shocked when I first got this because it's not what I expected it to be. I thought this was going to be a super creamy, coconutty, tropical fragrance. It is a tropical fragrance and it does have coconut in it, but I wasn't expecting as much white florals in here as what's in here. And what I smell more than anything is jasmine. To me, this is a jasmine centered fragrance with coconut in it. I had to kind of shift my mentality when I got this from accepting it for what it is and how my nose smells it from what I thought it was going to be. But once I did that, I realized how much I love this perfume, and I have been loving it more and more and more, and I've been wearing it a little bit. So I've been testing it out. As you can see, there's a dent in here, and I've been really enjoying it. It has pretty decent lasting power. It's not a beast or monster perfume. It's a moderate performing fragrance with I get about 5 hours of wear on this with a moderate sillage. So if you're interested in more details about the KAYALI fragrances, please check out my video, but this is full bottle worthy. I have decided when I go through my travel size of this, I will be getting a bigger size bottle. Okay, up next we have by Yves Saint Laurent, and this is Black Opium Illicit Green. This is kind of a funny situation because I had zero intention of purchasing this fragrance. I really was not interested when this came out. I just thought, oh, another Black Opium, which I don't have a problem with Black Opium. I like Black Opium. I actually decluttered my Black Opium. I had the original because I just found the performance to not be all that great. But as far as the smell, like the scent is pretty. When this one came out, a lot of people were saying that it smelled pretty similar to Black Opium, and so I just kind of didn't think twice about it and moved on. But I was at the store the other day and I decided to test it out, and I was just like, you're coming home with me. I really, really like this Black Opium. I think that this is a smoother version of the original, and this is by far my favorite Black Opium I have tried so far. So does this smell like the original Black Opium? Yes, definitely. Black Opium DNA is in here 100%, but I like this one so much more. Again, I feel like it's smoother. It has fig in here, which I'm not super familiar with the note of fig. I couldn't tell you if I like fig or not. Apparently I do, because I really love the way this one smells. It gives it like this creamier feel to the fragrance than the original Black Opium. The original Black Opium smelled really nice, but it wasn't exactly the smoothest fragrance I've ever tried. Somehow it's not quite as sweet because the coffee in here is a lot more prominent to me than it was in the original. The coffee note in the original is in the middle. It's in the heart of the fragrance, but the coffee note in here is in the base, and it is stronger, and I love that. It's like this dark roast coffee that I pick up so much more than I did in the original, and that combination of that creamy fig, plus there's fig leaf in here, so it kind of gives it a little touch of a freshness, even like almost a lighter kind of feel than the heavy, heavy, thick original Black Opium. So to me, this is a little fresher. It's a little smoother. It's a little creamier. There's a lot more coffee. I tested it out when I got home. This one lasted better than the original. No problems. It's a moderate performing fragrance. It's not, again, it's not a monster, but definitely could smell it all day. I had it on me all day long, and I was getting wafts of it throughout the day. So I don't have any performance issues with this one. I think it's better performing. I think it's smoother. I think it smells better, and it is 100% the Black Opium for me. Okay, we're going to talk about a blind buy. I completely blind bought this fragrance. I had a feeling I was gonna love it. It sounded like it was right up my alley, and it is an expensive fragrance that I got for a steal of a deal, and I could not pass it up. So this is by Bond Number 9. This is actually my first Bond Number 9 fragrance, and this is New York Nights. So the reason why I got this for such a good deal is because I got a tester bottle that doesn't have a cap. And I am completely fine with that because I do not want to pay $400 for this fragrance. I love this fragrance, okay, but I don't want to pay $400 for it. I paid a fraction of the price for the tester bottle, and this is absolutely delicious. This is a gourmand fragrance, but it kind of surprised me because it's not exactly like I thought it was going to be. So I would say this is a semi-gourmand because while there are some definite gourmand notes in here, there's also notes in here that are not gourmand that I can pick up. So the opening has gardenia, it has carnation and jasmine. So it's very floral in the opening. And then in the middle you have patchouli, you have more flowers, sandalwood and sea notes. So I feel like there's a tiny touch of like a salty vibe in here that I wasn't expecting. And then the gourmand notes are just in the base. It's caramel and coffee, which I definitely pick up on. And somehow, some way, all those notes combined kind of reminds me, and I'm not the only one that feels this way. I've heard other people say this, but it kind of reminds me of like banana nut bread. Maybe not nut, because there's no nutty notes in here, but just like banana bread. I love it. I absolutely love it. But, okay, think banana bread, but not to the point where it is absolutely foodie gourmand, because you do have those floral notes in there. It's like you're eating banana bread, drinking a cup of coffee, and smelling these beautiful flowers outside all together. That's what this fragrance is. It's fantastic. This is not a safe blind buy though. I do not recommend you just run out and blind buy it. You definitely need to try before you buy. I'm super glad I got it. This was a very successful blind buy. This is very good performance. No issues at all. Lasts all day. Definitely have a beautiful sillage around me. I'm very happy with this blind buy. Okay, this next one was gifted to me by the beautiful Veronica from Veronica Says. I will leave her channel in the description box. If you have not been watching her perfume videos, you need to. She's absolutely beautiful. She's amazing. She sent me a bunch of samples and she sent me this bottle because she felt like it was a little too light for her. But I live in South Carolina and right now it is super hot and humid, and I'm kind of looking for lighter, more refreshing type of scents to wear right now because anything too heavy is just that, too heavy. So she sent me this. This is by Armaf. This is actually my first Armaf fragrance. This is Futura la Femme. This is the EDP. It is really, really pretty and very affordable. I looked this up and you can get this on like Fragrance X for like $20. And this is a giant bottle and it smells amazing. The quality of this fragrance is outstanding. I really do like this one. This is a beautiful summertime fragrance. So if you're looking for something that is kind of lighter, but not light in the sense that it doesn't perform well, but just light and airy and kind of fresh. It has mandarin orange, pink pepper, and rose in the opening. It's very classy smelling. It's very good quality smelling. Like, I was surprised when I saw the price of this. Yeah, it's just really pretty. And then in the middle you have apricot and peach, so there's a little bit of this fruity touch. And then in the base you have vanilla and musk, and I definitely picked that up. It's kind of sweet from the vanilla. And it is definitely a very musky, kind of clean, fresh, fruity type of fragrance. The rose in here is not super prominent, but I do pick it up, but it's not heavy. It's not like a heavy, thick rose. It's not like a heavy, jammy rose. It's really beautiful. Definitely get a citrusy kind of blast in the opening. You definitely get that mandarin orange in the opening for sure. It just feels so summertime. If you would have told me that this came from a really expensive house, I would have believed you because it smells like good quality. It doesn't smell cheap at all. So very beautiful fragrance that I'm very happy to own. So thank you, Veronica. If you're watching, you are amazing. This next one is not a blind buy, but it was a surprise. So this is by YSL. This is Libre, and this is the intense version. So I don't really care for the original Libre, but the intense version I absolutely love. So I didn't think I absolutely loved this one. I remember when this first came out, I went to Sephora, I tested it on a piece of paper, and I absolutely hated it. I thought it was awful. I'm not sure why, but it kind of smelled to me at the time like alcohol. Not rubbing alcohol, but like actual alcohol, like an alcoholic drink. I don't know why. There's nothing in here. I don't know, you guys. Who knows what craziness I was thinking at the time. I'm not sure. But anyway, I remember I did not like this, and I just had it in my head that I didn't like it. On my birthday, my husband and I went out shopping. We were sniffing around different perfumes, and I came to this one and decided, just for, you know, laughs and fun, that I would go ahead and retry this one, thinking I was gonna hate it still, and I loved it. And I absolutely love this one. I don't know what I was thinking, but this is amazing. And I was gonna wait until summer was over to buy it, but I couldn't because I have no self-control and no willpower. This is very vanilla and tonka bean centric to me. The vanilla is, oh God, this is so good. The vanilla is very strong, the tonka bean is very strong, and I really, really love that. There's also lavender in here, so it does give it a little tiny bit of kind of a masculine feel without it being masculine. I don't know if that makes sense. This is still a feminine fragrance to me, but it's very chic. It's very modern. So there's lavender, mandarin, and bergamot in the opening, and then you have more lavender, and there's orange blossom in here. So there are white florals. There's jasmine in here as well. I don't find the jasmine to be super, super heavy. It's just a beautiful white floral scent. And then you've got Madagascar vanilla and tonka bean, which to me are the like prominent notes in the fragrance. It's very vanilla forward to my nose. And then you have ambergris in here, which sometimes comes across as salty. I do pick up a tiny, tiny bit of a little bit of a, I don't want to say salty because it's not salty, but I can definitely tell that there's ambergris in here, if that makes sense. It may be a little salty, but not, don't think like Olympia. I love the color of the juice, this like golden ambery juice, and I absolutely love this bottle, you guys. This bottle is to die for. This is a strong fragrance. You do not need a lot of spray. So even though this kind of reminds me of a modern boss woman, businesswoman type of scent, if you're going to wear this to work, just be careful. Don't spray it too much. A couple of sprays is all you need. When I first got this, I tested it on the back of my hand. I just put one spray on the back of my hand, and I was walking around and it was wafting throughout the house. I mean, not throughout the house. I mean, it wasn't like filling up the house, but as I was walking around the house, it was wafting just from my hand, and I could definitely smell it. So performance is excellent, almost like really strong. So be careful not to overspray, because I could see this being really, really cloying if you had too much of it. And I cannot wait until the weather's cooler so I can just absolutely rock this. It's so pretty. Okay, you guys, last but not least, when I tell you that I saved the best for last, I am not exaggerating. At least in my opinion, this was a blind buy, and it was one of the most successful blind buys ever since I started collecting perfumes. This is an absolute love. I am so in love with this fragrance. I haven't felt this way about a fragrance since Kilian's Angel Share, which you guys know I'm obsessed with. I know when YouTube creators say that they're obsessed with things, I know that can be kind of cringy, but I don't have any other way to describe it. I'm gonna have to say it. I am obsessed with this fragrance because it's true. I really am, okay? This is by Attar Collection. This is my first from the house, and this is KHALTAT Night. Okay, first of all, let's look at the bottle. Super beautiful bottle. I really, really love the packaging. I love the color of this blue. It is just intoxicatingly good, okay? So I decided to blind buy this because I don't remember who I was watching talking about this. I'm so sorry, I can't remember, but they were saying that this was a cross between Tom Ford's Lost Cherry and Kilian's Angel Share. I was sold. I was like, okay, done, done. I mean, that's all you needed to say, because oh my gosh. Now, I don't find the cherry in here to be Tom Ford Lost Cherry. In Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, I get a maraschino cherry in the opening. A very sweet, like maraschino cherry. In here, the cherry in the opening is more of like a darker cherry. It's a sweet, almost like syrupy cherry. Somebody described it as like a cherry dipped in honey, and I get what they're saying. It feels like a thick, syrupy cherry. The opening of this has a huge blast of cinnamon. So it's cinnamon. You have to like cinnamon. It is like very prominent in here. There's cinnamon in the opening, and then there's cherry, like almost a syrupy honey dipped cherry. There's vanilla in here as well, so that also contributes to a little bit of the sweetness, and I do pick up on the red apple. Now, I've heard people say that they don't really smell the apple all that much in here, but for me it's pretty prominent. So that's why when people compare this to Kilian's Angel Share, it does have that kind of like boozy apple pie feel, at least to my nose. My husband said it kind of smelled like apple cinnamon oatmeal. Which I don't really get the oatmeal part, but that's what he said. And then there's patchouli in the base, but it's just a warm, clean, smooth patchouli. I don't get earthiness from this fragrance at all. And then there's also white musk. And I think the musk in here is really important to keep it from being like overly gourmand. So this is a gourmand fragrance, but again, I don't feel like it's a full gourmand, like a full-on foodie gourmand, even though it has some pretty strong foodie gourmand notes. It's a semi-gourmand. This is intoxicating. This is a beast of a perfume. I mean, this is eternal. You do not need to spray a lot of this. I actually wore this yesterday. I sprayed a spray on my wrists, one here and one here, and then I just put one right in the middle, and that was it. That was all I needed. I did not need any more. This is a sexy, decadent, rich, oh my god, it's so good. But even though I'm completely over the moon with this fragrance, I do want to say that I don't think that this is a safe blind buy by any stretch of the imagination. You have to like sweet perfumes, you have to like patchouli perfumes, you have to like Middle Eastern kind of perfumes, very rich and decadent and strong perfumes in order to like this one. I just don't think this one's for everybody. So just a very cinnamon, cherry, apple, vanilla, patchouli, Middle Eastern, rich, decadent, super strong fragrance that I love and cannot get enough of. All right, you guys, that is it for today's video. Those are the fragrances I have added into my collection, and I want to hear from you as well. Have you tried any of these fragrances? What are your thoughts on them? And what new fragrances have you added into your collection? I love to hear from you guys. If you liked this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I hope everybody is having an amazing day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!